And welcome back to the baseline. Where today, guys, we're going to talk about the breaking news that happened over this weekend, some really great moves, and how this benefits the other teams that were also interested in these players that have signed. So first up, let's start with the Chicago Cubs, who made a big trade over the weekend, which was Edward Cabrera. Gets traded to the Cubs for three prospects, and one of them actually being the Cubs' number one prospect in Owen Casey. Now, this is very interesting, but let's start with the Cubs side of it, which is that they get a solid pitcher. They have boosted up that rotation. 3 years of control with Cabrera. Was great with Miami. He's young. And it helps out the Cubs so much. James and Tyon, Cade Horton, Imagama, Cabrera, Justin Steele when he comes back. This is a solid pitching rotation for the Chicago Cubs, and it looks like they're just going all for it this year. They were always in the back end behind Milwaukee 2 years ago. They weren't really that good, so now they boosted up. And like I said, there's very solid rotation 1 through 5. You're going to get Steele back, so maybe like a 6-man rotation. If Imagama is not that good, you could probably put him in the bullpen and replace him with Steele. There's so many variables that the Cubs could do. And it's interesting. I like to see what the Cubs do more of. This is a great team that, they're hungry to win. They haven't won the World Series. It's been over 10 years now. Wow. Where they broke the curse with that young core. And, the lineup is going to be solid. Suzuki and Swanson, PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong has got to be there as well. He's going to do very well. Again, maybe put his name, last year he was like in the MVP race. We'll see what he does now. There's a lot of mixtures with this team, and you like to see it. And, with Kyle Tucker gone, people were like, oh, they need a big bat, and we'll see how they do. They ended up getting that big bat on Saturday or yesterday, which was Alex Bregman, who got a 5-year, $175 million deal, and he's going to the Cubs, which is very shocking, very interesting, but I like the move. He basically played well last year, and I think he was playing well to play for a contract, which he got. But also, this is a guy that the Cubs need on their team. He's great defensively. He can hit. He could pull the ball, which, really feel left field is kind of more in the corner. Is far back. Same thing with left and right. Sorry, but he has also been a leader in the clubhouse. And when you have a team that's full of young guys, Happ, Pete Crow Armstrong, Suzuki, Nico Horner, he can help these guys. We said in Boston that the young kids went to Bregman, and now they could do this with the Cubs and get things going again. And would you like to see? And also the left side of that infield is going to be insane. Him and Dansby Swanson. It's going to be an amazing defensively. But like I said, this adds more leadership. It's kind of like the deal with Schwarber and Philly. He's going to be a leader there. He's going to help these young kids. Would you like to have? Because it's not all about like, hey, here's the pitching coach or the hitting coach or infield coach. We're going to have someone else who's playing the game to help us out every once in a while, which you need. And Bregman is a winner. Almost every team he's been on, Houston, Boston, we'll see what the Cubs have always made the playoffs. He's won, which a lot of guys on the Cubs can't say. Maybe Dansby Swanson when he was with the Braves. But, this team is hungry to win. They don't want another drought. Like I said, yes, it's been 10 years since they win. So now this is going to add on. What else are the Cubs going to do? I don't know. Maybe go for more bullpen help. Maybe. I think they're all set with starting pitching. I think the rumors now with them trying to reunite with Bellinger, that's gone. Tucker is also gone as well. Because they got their bat. And, he's going to bat third. So he's going to drive in runs. You're going to have people in front of him and behind him. It's a great team. Up and down. No matter how you look at it. And they also taken the advantage of Milwaukee. Milwaukee really hasn't done anything big this year. But Milwaukee never does, and they always find a way to win. But now the Cubs are trying to figure out how to beat Milwaukee and end up winning the NL Central. Like I said, I think this move is great. It was shocking. I think we all thought Bregman was going to go back to Boston, which we'll get to them in a minute. But he signed for $10 million more. And I'm excited to see what the Cubs season looks like now with Alex Bregman. Yeah, he gets injured a lot. This team is kind of injury prone. Swanson, Suzuki. But if the pieces work and fit, this could be a dangerous team. I want to say in the NL, but I'll say maybe like in their division, because you're only competing with Milwaukee right now. You know what? Maybe the NL. We'll have to see if they do any other moves or how all these pieces that they've added works. Oh, I also should mention that there are no opt-outs in this contract and there's no trade clause. So he is there for 5 years. And obviously sounds like he wanted to be with Chicago. Chicago gave him what he wanted. And here we are. So how does his benefit the Boston Red Sox, who gave him a 5-year, $165 million deal? I don't know now. Rumors and reports are they going to take their eyes on Bichette. I don't know if that will happen, or maybe they're now going to go with a trade. It's hard to be where Boston is, because the moves so far have been trades. Like they needed a starting pitcher, they went and out to get Sonny Gray. Casas, I think they're done with Casas, because he's hurt and he's got his ups and downs. So they went to go get Wilson Contreras. And then that's been it so far. What's next? I don't know. Especially since now the report of the Phillies interested in Bo Bichette. That scares me if you're a Red Sox fan, because Dave Dombrowski has been on this before. We've seen it before. He wants a player, he goes and gets it. And comparing the two sides, Red Sox and Phillies, I think the Phillies will outbid the Red Sox here. Because, they can move the pieces. They can move Stott. They can move Bohm if they need to. They got the pieces, as where Boston, I don't know where the head is at right now. Maybe you guys start outbidding these guys and putting more money towards it. Because how my feeling is I think the top 8 free agents have already decided where they're going to go. And you're going to let everything go on by Gray and Contreras? Like, those are going to be your big signings? I think you need more. You should go out and outbid for Bo Bichette. I don't know who else will be on the trade market, who else you could probably trade for. Maybe you go back to St. Louis and trade for Arenado? Maybe? Would that be something Boston fans want? If you're a Boston fan, let me know. Or will it be, Brendan Donovan? That's another guy who could play second base as well. Maybe you go after him and try to see if that goes. I mean, yes, it'll be another Cardinal move, but Brendan Donovan is a good, solid player. I think I would prefer Bichette over him, but you gotta start outbidding these guys. And the thing that really hurts is that you let go of Rafael Devers for this. If anyone remembers last year, Bregman comes in, Devers wasn't happy. Then Casas, he agreed to be a DH. Casas got hurt. He didn't agree to be a first baseman. Obviously, there was some bad blood between the Red Sox and Devers, and they trade him. They put all their chips on Bregman, basically ended up becoming a rental once he opted out. And now Bregman's gone. So, I don't know where the Red Sox go here. Like I said, now that they say the full attention is now on Bo Bichette. Again, I don't know if they will get Bo Bichette, because you're going to have to outbid the Phillies. There's reports that the Yankees are involved, but the only reason I could see the Yankees being involved is if, and it's a big if, they trade Jazz Chisholm. Because Bichette hasn't played third, so you're not getting rid of McMahon. So I think like I said, I think the biggest threat is the Phillies. I'm sorry to repeat myself, but I think that's the biggest threat. Is Bichette might go to Philadelphia. So we'll see how that goes. And how things will go for Boston. So other breaking news that we've gotten is, I don't know if this is to bring in Bellinger, like try to reel him in, but there is reports that the Yankees believe Bellinger will go somewhere else. They offered him a 5-year deal. I think it was like $130 million, something like that. Now, is this a way to just be like trying to get him to go to other places and he hasn't given the offer he wants, so he's sucked in with the Yankees? I don't know. But who else is going to get him? The other teams interested are the Giants, the Dodgers, and the Mets. I don't think the Mets are going to give him a 7-year deal. There's a report that the Mets have already met with Kyle Tucker, and they're happy that they can compete with the Blue Jays and the Dodgers. Like, they can outbid them. Well, we heard that last year with Juan Soto, and they ended up getting Juan Soto. So, I think the only fit is that Bellinger has to go back to the Yankees because I don't think he's going to get the offer he wants. The Dodgers have come out and said that they don't want to give another long-term deal because they already have so much of that. I mean, yes, it will benefit them because, Freeman is a free agent after 2027. I think Muncie's contract's coming up as well. You got 3 more years of Tanner Scott, so you got some big contracts coming off soon. But I don't think Bellinger will fit there, just because they've won with the team they have now and just added small pieces. Like, that seems to be their philosophy right now. But I'm looking at all these things, and I believe that Bellinger is more of a great fit for the New York Yankees than the Mets or the Dodgers. But we'll have to see. Maybe there's some truth to that. Maybe there's not. I don't know. I like I said, we always hear these things, and it might be to scare off the agent, which is, Scott Boras, who, was talking to my dad and made a good point. It's kind of not what he used to be. Like, his agents used to get all this money, and now they really haven't. Pete Alonso, yes, it was 5 years, $155 million, but he was also looking for 7 years, $200. 5 years, $155. Kyle Tucker, I believe, or Bellinger is one of his clients, not really getting what he wants, so he might have to step down for the 5 years, $130. We'll have to see. And back to the Tucker thing, I think if the Mets are serious, go after Kyle Tucker, because this is a guy who could replace the bat of Pete Alonso. Will give you protection. I mean, can I see the Blue Jays going after him as well? Well, probably. I mean, I think the belief is that Bichette will move on and you can get Tucker. I think when it comes down, the final two will be the Mets and the Blue Jays. I think he fits the Mets more because there's a big need for that. Whereas for Toronto, yeah, you need to replace the bat of Bo Bichette, and you need some protection behind Vlad. But the team you have now has proven that even without Bichette was hurt for, the last month or two? And they proved that they could win. So, we'll have to see. I mean, if Conan is really serious about this, he's probably gonna get Kyle Tucker. But like I said, the wire between the Mets and Blue Jays, I think those are the final two destinations. We'll have to see. I think either way he'll be a great fit because he's going to give you 30 home runs, 100 RBIs when healthy, obviously. And yeah, we'll just have to see how this goes. The big three free agents I've talked about. Obviously, there's still more with the pitching market, but I haven't heard really anything about that. Hopefully, if maybe, like Bellinger or Tucker sign, or Bichette, if one of those guys go down next, remember there'll be more news on the starting pitching market, like Valdez, Suarez, whoever else is out there. Maybe their market starts to pick up. We'll have to see. But let me know what you guys think. On this news, where do you think Bichette, Bellinger, Tucker's gonna go? And let me know what you think about the Bregman deal. Also, do me a favor, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell to help out this channel. We're looking to grow as we enter our second year here on YouTube. And for that, I will see you all in the next one.